Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review as far as your color wheel goes, so that when you're ready to draw your 1-point perspective and color it in, you'll know which colors that you can blend together. So we're going to start out with the yellow, and I'm just going to do a little yellow right here, and then I'm going to switch to my yellow orange right next to it, and then I'm going to just go over to my regular orange. And these are the 3 colors that you can use together when you're shading something. And then we can move over to our red family. So I'm going to start with my red. And then I can go to my red violet. And then to my purple. That purple might not be the right one. But it's okay. That's more like a bluish purple. I'll try this one. It works anyway. So we can start again with that bluish purple over here, and we can move to a, let's see if I have a blue violet here, and then we can move to a regular blue. Let's see, is that, nope, that's more like a purple blue. Find my regular blue here. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me. All right, let's see. Okay, this one should work. Okay. So basically what I'm doing is what I taught you already in the classroom. Just getting color families and blending them together so that when I go ahead and color things, I know which colors will go together. Actually, I should have done a, let's see if this works. That works. Okay, so they don't have to be exactly, this one probably should have been in the middle. So I'm going from light to dark on some of these, like light, darker, darker, and some of these I went darker, lighter, lighter. It doesn't really matter. It depends on how you want to shade. So also, excuse my my ugly fingernails, because we all know there's no salons open, so it is what it is. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little lesson here. I will draw a circle for you, and I'll use my reds just to review. Remember, we did this with our little pumpkins, but I'm just going to go ahead and draw a circle here. And I'll use my darker color on one side. And remember, it's going to be really dark on the bottom. Okay, then I'll do the other side. Just doing this really fast as a little review. I know you guys know how to do this already. Then I'm going to use I'll use a dark pink color. So anything that really, matches, doesn't have to be exact, so don't panic. Your idea is that you just want to do the sides darker and then get lighter as you go in the middle. So whichever colors you choose that you think blends well together is fine. And then we're just going to take this color and go over all of it. And maybe I'll take a little bit of a darker pink and blend the middle of it here. So this is basically the same thing that we did with our vases and our pumpkins when we learned how to shade and shadow. Okay, so that's something you're going to do if you're using a round object. And I'm just not doing this perfectly, obviously. I'm going really fast because we've already gone over this. All right. Okay, so that's if you have something that's circular. Okay, now, if you're doing something like your tree, and I'll just do a little tree here, and I'll do it in blue. Now, you know that we don't have to do everything in the exact colors that they are in reality, so I'm going to use blue. And the bottom's going to be darker. And I'm going to have my sunlight coming from this angle. So I'm going to color this part the darkest. And I want to have a center for my tree. And I'll do like maybe some little dark branches inside. And then I can take a color that might match it. Let's try this one. Let's see. Yeah. And I'll go a little lighter. And try to blend that in a little bit. And let's see, maybe I can use a baby blue on this side because the sunlight's going to be over here, so it'll be lighter. And of course, you guys can do your trees realistically if you want to. And if you do them realistic, you're just going to start out on this side with a dark green and then go to a lighter green and then a yellow on this side like I've taught you before. And we can just take these and blend them together. And if you want to make it, put a little highlights, blend them. I'm going to use a little turquoise just to brighten it up a little bit. Blending on this side. Okay. And this is for your 1-point perspective. I want you guys to start, when you're done drawing it, you're welcome to start coloring it. And I don't want you to do it exactly like mine. I will show you in a minute how I did some of my trees, but since art is about being yourself, I want you to do what you want to do. And you can color it how you want. I just want to make sure that you're doing your shading correctly. So over here I'm going to do a darkest brown and a little dark underneath here. And dark on the bottom. And then I will go to a lighter. So I'm using a reddish orange over here. And then maybe I'll go yellow here. It's a little bright. I don't like that. So I can just come back over and maybe use my brown and shade over the whole thing. It's still going to be lighter on this side. And probably my mistake that I did is coloring this side with blue when I was drawing it. I should have just done all of it in pencil first. Now I'm going to go back in and highlight the shading in the middle that might be like a little darker in the center. And this is just because some sunlight might be hitting the inside of the tree, and then there might be some areas that are darker. Okay, so there's a tree that I could do in blue even though it's not really blue, right? And if you want to do your ground, okay, I'm going to take like a little dark green and I'm going to go and make a shadow here under my tree, and that'll be the darkest. Remember the light's coming from this way, so this side is going to be darker over here. And you guys can do this with crayons too, or you can even use watercolor if you're daring. You can use your acrylic, but I don't know what kind of paper you have at home, so that might not work. Okay, so grass, and my light's coming from this side, so I'm going to add some yellow. It's a little reflection. And like I said, this is just super fast, just so I can review for you. So your first assignment after you've drawn your 1-point perspective is to color your trees first. That's probably the easiest thing. And I don't want you to worry so much about your railroad tracks because that's a little complicated. All right, just blending over here. And like I said, we spent a lot of time on blending with our vases and with our little pumpkins that we did on the worksheet. So you guys should kind of know already. Okay. I want you to have fun with this. I don't want you to stress. Just enjoy yourself. Okay, so there's my tree. Okay, and I can add a little bit of darker highlights here. And it is not perfect, and that's okay. And I'll show you the ones that I did on my, here's my trees. You can see them. Okay, that's what I'm working on, and you guys go have fun. Talk to you soon.